Family, life is like a roller coaster ride. There's ups and downs, twists and turns. That's how joy and pain is. Ups and downs, twists and turns. Black, hot, right. sorrow, but you will know where there's a flower, there's a sun in the rain. Oh, it's wonderful. There's no one in the joys and pains of life, family. We go up, we go down, we go around, we go in, we go out. Black, hot, fire. Sound check. Sound check, sound check. Check my sound check because I got sound check. Sound check. You guys let me know whether you guys can hear me okay. 1 2 1 2. Sound check, sound check. How you doing, Michelle? How you doing, David? Lost connection. It's connected, but all right. All right, y'all. Pop my ass out of this damn thing here. All right, booyah. What's everybody doing? Booyah, booyah. Article I just had up. How's everybody doing? All right. All right, let's get this thing started. Stop that for a second there. And we start that. Okay, I want to say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Vibe Network show. I'm your host. It's the Black Hot Vibe. Always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa, because we are truly one of the only international radio programs, and that's what's up. Now I want to give a shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Twitter/Periscope, and everybody listening to us on the foundational Black station, BlackHotFireNetwork.com, and all podcasting platforms globally. So strap on your headgear, enjoy the ride. Here we go. Black Hot Fire. Ring the alarm. School's back in, stupid. Woo! Come on. Black Hot Fire. Black Hot Fire. All right. Welcome back to everybody. Black Hot Fire. Here we go. Black Hot Fire. Woo! As we proceed to give you what you need, please come on in, smash the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Smash that like button. Please leave your comments. Leave your comments on this subject. I'd like to know how everybody feels. Leave your comments and also sub to the channel. Don't be afraid, sub to the channel. We'll be here all week. Sub to the channel. Black Hot Fire. Come on in, we got you. Woo! Black Hot Fire. I want you guys to leave your comments on this particular show. If you're watching the replay, let me know how you feel about Mr. George Neely's murder. Was it accidental? Was it on purpose? Leave your comments. Black Hot Fire. Woo! Come on. Shots will be fired tonight. Okay, shots will be fired tonight. All right, all right. How's everybody doing tonight? Much love, family. Can you guys hear me loud and clearly? So, a couple of days ago, an individual was murdered on the New York City subway system, and I feel like the media already is trying to, try not to say or call it murder. It was only because of all the crowds that came out, right, protesting that they went and found this individual. I still don't know his name. Let me know in the chat room whether you guys found this guy's name. I still haven't been able to validate his name yet. So he's supposed to be 23, 24, former Marine, who choked out Mr. Neely, supposedly because Mr. Neely was being aggressive on the subway, right? Mr. Neely was being aggressive on the subway. Now I don't know what that means. I've been on many subways, especially in New York. You have too, Dan. You got a lot of crazy people on the subways. Excuse me. You got a lot of crazy people on the subways, and with the system breaking down, the medical health system breaking down the way it is, and it's really hard to force people to go get treatment, right? And so, even though people talk crazy to you, does that give you the right to murder them? So I'm asking you guys in the chat room, was this an accidental murder or was it done on purpose? How do you feel? Also, feel free to call in. Call in number is 850. You guys see it right there. Right there, 850-368-9102. Don't be afraid to call in and give me your view. I want to hear from everybody. Whether you think this was cold-blooded murder or was it accidental murder? I want to know how you guys feel. Which one would you call it? Cold-blooded or accidental? Because to me, it's like the white media tried to whitewash it in the beginning because they were covering up for the individual that murdered this young man. As I was reading, it said that Mr. Neely had schizophrenia, and it said he'd been in other altercations with the law, but nothing ever serious. So you know how the white media does, especially with black folks, right? So especially with black folks, they want to criminalize us before they pass judgment on whether it was murder or not. They want to dirty us up first. They always got to dirty us up a little bit first before they take action. They want to say, this individual had these many charges. What were those charges? They couldn't have been too significant because he was still out running about. So if he had schizophrenia and also he was dealing with a homeless issue, he wasn't getting treatment for homeless. And check this out, family. Check this out. Right now, today in New York, now this man's homeless, but he's an American citizen. You got illegal aliens being flown into New York today, getting free room, board, meals, and everything else. Illegal aliens that are not even citizens. And Mayor Adams now finally complained about, but this is the Democratic policy. They keep saying this is all conspiracy. They are moving. I got to do the show about the border. They've got so many illegal aliens about to surge through the border. And these right-wing wackos are correct. They are trying to replace everybody here. Because you got thousands coming across the border now every day. It is a straight invasion. And don't let any of these handkerchief-head morons tell you that immigration helps us. It hurts the black community because we're on the bottom economically. So this is another bumper class that they put over top of us to do damage. So as you see in real time that Mr. Fuller was not allowed to get any kind of treatment or get in any kind of housing because he's black. And make no doubt about that. These legal aliens coming here are not black. They're Latinos or whatever they specify themselves as, Hispanics. And you also had the ones flying from Ukraine that were giving housing, giving money, giving free health care. And it's a fact. It's a fact in New York that these guys were given, these illegal aliens have been flown into New York, given carte blanche treatment. Carte blanche treatment, right? Have been given carte blanche treatment. Carte blanche. And this man is a citizen and homeless, and you couldn't find no help for him, right? You couldn't find him no place to live because he was black and legal. So he didn't matter. He didn't meet your agenda that you're trying to push right now. That's the Democratic Party. He didn't meet your agenda, your criteria. He didn't meet your criteria of the agenda that you're trying to push by flooding all these illegal aliens in here so you get another Democratic base. That's the scam they're doing, fam. That's the scam. And as black people, we're not supposed to even be behind any damn immigration. These immigrants coming here, they are hostile to us even getting reparations. That's another thing. These immigrants are hostile to us getting reparations and have no past and no feet in the soil of this country. But they get a say-so when they get here on whether we deserve reparations or not. Because they are the replacement family. See, understand this, the whole media is a lie. The whole media is talking about conspiracy theories when you prove what they're doing. They told all these aliens to come into this goddamn country. You got a buildup right in Panama because if anybody's been through Panama and Colombia, there's a jungle there that's hard to transverse through there. They got so many people down there transversing through that jungle to flood America's border, and they're being helped by the State Department, by the United Nations, and Red Cross. So don't tell me this is goddamn handkerchief head, tinfoil hat nonsense talk. That's a fact. They're flooding us with these illegal aliens. But here's one man obviously couldn't get any kind of help because they said he got on there screaming and hollering about not being served. But let me play a few videos to illustrate what I'm talking about. Give me a second, y'all. Let me set this up. So my sound is all right. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, y'all. Sound was off. The sound is right. And also, so the other people that were assisting this white man hold this brother down. You know when you're murdering somebody, you're not just restraining anybody now. You know when you're doing a chokehold that you're cutting off the oxygen to a person's windpipe. You know that. And after so many seconds, not minutes, so many seconds, the brain starts to lose oxygen. And in so many seconds, you are gone. You're done. So I don't understand also the inhumanity of other people on the subway not coming to this brother's defense. Say, okay, hold on. You've had him in the chokehold too long. Now, this is definitely murder. There's no doubt. But is it, I'm asking you guys in the chat room, is this meditated murder or is it an accident, or is it accidental murder? So I want to hear you guys' opinions. Somebody please call up 850-368-9102. Tell me, is this accidental murder? It was an accident. The Marine didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't sure what kind of hold he had him in. He should, but of course he could. When you go somebody in a chokehold, you feel the life coming out of them. Okay? I've had people in chokeholds because I was in the Marine Corps. That's a tactic we use. Okay? You can feel the life coming out of a person when you got them in that kind of a chokehold. You feel the life leaving their bodies. So, I'm asking you guys, is it accidental or was it on purpose? You know, I'm curious.
The system.
Okay, let me see it. YouTube had a problem. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. It's like YouTube had a problem with me sharing that. As soon as I shared that, everybody's been sharing it, but now when I shared, the whole goddamn thing goes down when I share it. Ain't it funny? I shared, everybody's been sharing all on the internet. I shared, the channel goes black. How amazing is that? I shared, the whole channel goes black. I'm some kind of special case. But let me go and read what this article that CNN is saying. Give me a second, guys, to put this up on the screen. All right, so let me go and read this thing. It said Jordan Neely, the man killed in chokehold on New York City subway, is remembered as an entertainer shattered by his mother's murder. Okay, so his mother, and so he was also suffering from his mother's murder, right? I'm not gonna play this video because I play a video. They want to take some shit down, so I'm not gonna play this video right here. Okay, so it goes on to say, before Jordan Neely was killed on a New York subway car this week, he was known for his swift Michael Jackson dance moves that entertained many. Yet he struggled with the trauma his mother's murder had left him with at an early age. He told me about how much his mother's passing impacted him. He described that she was murdered. Ain't that funny? She was murdered, now he's murdered. Wow. She got murdered, now he got murdered. You know. They say life don't repeat, but it damn sure rings, huh? Life don't repeat, but it damn sure rings. I'll say, okay, so he disclosed that she was murdered and her body was put in a suitcase. Damn. Moses Harper, an artist who knew Neely, told CNN. Harper and Neely became friends quickly after they met in 2009 when she took him under her wing. Neely opened up to her about how hard it was losing his mother as a young teenager. It traumatized him. He He was not expected. He was not expecting that. The brutal way she was taken, that had a big impact on him. The brutality behind that traumatized him. Harper told CNN, "This kid has cried in front of me. That hurt him in his heart." Wrote this all weird. I can't even read this straight. "This kid has cried in front of me. That hurt him in his heart." Neely's death triggers protest. On Monday afternoon, Neely was killed after being held in a chokehold by a Marine veteran on a subway. After Neely got on the train, he shouted at passengers that he was hungry, thirsty, and fed up with having nothing. So he was thirsty and hungry and fed up with having nothing. So obviously he was having some kind of psychotic break, right? But there was no services there to facilitate his break. He wasn't put up in all these hotels like the Hispanics and the Latinos who have been flooding here illegally were. He didn't qualify for that in New York with over $1 billion a year budget. You guys know that New York has $1 billion a year budget, right? But he doesn't qualify for that. He's black and homeless. He's not Latino or Hispanic and an illegal alien. So he doesn't qualify. He doesn't qualify to get those services. So him going in and shouting at people, if you ever been to New York, that's, I'm sure Dan can attest that that's the norm. You always gonna have crazy people talking crazy, but usually you can just ignore them and let them talk crazy, right? Without having to murder them. I don't see the justification because the white media, along with the white right wing, are going to try to justify this man's murder. They're going to justify his killing. They say he got there aggressive, he was threatening people, but did he touch anybody? Did he put his hands on anybody in that subway car? Did he touch anybody in that subway car at all? Because to me, this is murder. It may be accidental murder. That's what they're going to say, second-degree murder. But like I told you, when you put somebody in the chokehold, you can feel the life leaving from them. See, no amount of aggression of him not touching anybody warrants this kind of response. See, they're always going to justify our murders. See, no amount of aggressiveness can justify this response of him being murdered because he didn't put his hands on anybody. He didn't touch anyone. You don't get to kill somebody on presumption of what they might do. Okay? You don't get to murder anybody on presumption of what they might do. Now, the story reads, he was just saying hateful things and saying he was tired and fed up, but he didn't put his hands on anyone. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, man. I lived in New York for like 9 years. Like, motherfuckers acting a fool, going crazy on the subway. That's just some shit you get numb to after a while.
Exactly, that's the norm.
But, I want to say something too. One thing I noticed in New York was you see a lot of them damn crackers up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, in them, like, practicing the little MMA moves and shit. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing with them is they practice that shit to one day use on us.
Exactly.
Let me tell you a story one time.
Go ahead.
Like, I was in Manhattan, and I happened to be coming from my little dwelling or whatever, when I was going to the store. So I'm crossing the street, about to get to the store, and I'm just walking on by my business. I ain't paying no attention. Like people are shoulders for everybody all the damn time up there. So like it's just something you just look forward to keep moving. So this white boy one day, like, he shoulder shrugged me, and like, I guess he like caught feelings behind the shit.
Yeah.
And then like, he turns around and he pushed me. So I shoved this motherfucker. So I immediately put my dukes up because I knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So like he sitting there kicking me around the shin, trying this old MMA shit.
Hold on, Dan. He started kicking you too?
Yeah, like trying to do MMA shit. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how this worked out for him. This is my right hand to the group.
Go ahead.
So I've been kicking me a few times because, like I said, back then I was in the gym.
Yeah.
Like I started working out, so it didn't really affect me. So I wasn't doing it because I said, look, I'm gonna catch motherfucker. I'm gonna time this bitch right, and I'm gonna catch this motherfucker. So sure enough, he tried that shit again because he kept kicking me then jumping back. He wasn't really trying to engage me, kicking me and jumping back. So he kicked me, and that last time he kicked me, I moved my leg a certain way so I could trip his ass, and then he fell on that concrete, and I jumped on top of his ass, and I beat the shit out of his ass. His ass was in a fetal position on the motherfucking concrete on the sidewalk. It got so bad, I was beating his ass so bad, I kind of blacked out a little bit. Like some white bitch gonna come up to me, you know what I'm saying? Like she picked up a trash can, get out of him. I said, with me with that motherfucker, your ass gonna be dead.
So what happened with so you were coming out the subway, Dan, or you just walking in the streets? Well, I mean,
no, I was walking to the store. That's
okay.
What I was doing.
Yeah, you walked to the store and he tried to bump up against you. Yeah, they understand.
I mean, that shit happens all the time.
Yeah, I know. You know, I'm saying what Dan said. You guys been to New York. You guys understand that you're gonna get tried, and so that's a normal day what Dan's talking about, them bumping you, and they do want to try the little fake ass MMA moves on you.
Yeah, his ass paid for it though, man. I balled his ass up into the fetal position though. Like I mean, my right hand to the crib. His ass was sitting on the side of the damn sidewalk, balled up into. I was hitting his hard. I was hitting his ass hard too, bro. Like you can see his head bouncing off the damn pavement, bro. Like that's why everybody stopped. Like I mean, it was almost like a traffic stop. We was in a time warp. Everybody stopped. And then some black dude came up to me. He was like, "Brother, that's enough, man. That's enough. Like you gonna get sent to jail, man. Like get up off of him. That's enough. That's enough.
That's enough. Man, you want to send a message. You don't want to kill him. See, Dan knew enough not to kill the guy. So explain why this white guy didn't know when was enough. Why they don't ever know when's enough. Like I said, you put anybody in a chokehold, you can feel the life leaving their body. So Dan had this altercation in New York. He knew that was enough. I know you had an altercation with that cat in that gym too, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I don't know, man. Like I guess that's the culture in New York. They're very confrontational.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Very confrontational. Rude as hell.
Put on their shoulder or whatever. But it didn't bother me. Well, I'm just gonna say, long story short, I learned how to fight up there.
Exactly. So yeah.
I'm
So
leave it up there.
Anybody's been to New York, you know, it's rude. The nature of the beast. Everybody's rude. Everybody's confrontational. You know, it's crazy. You know, it's a whole different culture from being in the South where everybody smiles at you. You smile at somebody in New York, hey, who the fuck you smiling at? What the hell's going on? So it's a completely different culture, you know. But like I said, the norm, especially in New York, you know, I've been to New York many times and seen crazy people everywhere. But you don't feel like you have to murder them, especially if they're just being aggressive and they haven't touched you. In New York, you just move away from it and keep it pushing. And they haven't touched you, haven't spit on you or done anything to you, you move out the way and they keep it pushing. They're focused on somebody, the next person, you know. You just get out the way and keep it pushing. So I'm still asking you guys, is this murder? Is it murder? Would you call it murder, Dan?
This is what I think it was. Like I said, man, because they practice this MMA, you know what I'm saying, shit, so they can use it on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he misunderstood what was going on, and like he took it as his opportunity to practice the shit, and he got carried away with it, and this shit happened. Yeah. So yes, I think it was intentional.
Yeah, they do. I agree with Derek. They do feel they have the right to do anything. Yeah, I do feel like they have the right to do anything that they want to do with us. I do feel that right. Yeah. And Kay is saying, very true. They learned MMA to practice on black people. When I was in those classes, it was only two of us there. There was only two black people we used at the MMA classes, huh? Kay Williams, that's what's up. So yes. Say that, Dan. Let me finish reading this thing here. So it goes on to say that where I'm at, chokehold Marine veteran on the sub. Okay, let's see here. Say Neely's death triggers protests. On Monday afternoon, Neely was killed after being held in a chokehold by a Marine veteran on a subway. After Neely got on the train, he shouted at passengers that he was hungry, thirsty, and fed up with having nothing. A witness told CNN Neely, who was experiencing homelessness, according to a source familiar with the case, did not harm anyone, nor did they see him armed with any weapons. See, so that's critical. They didn't see him harm anyone. Just because you're talking shit doesn't mean you're supposed to get choked out and murdered. Just because you're talking shit doesn't mean you're supposed to be choked out and murdered. Okay? That don't give you the right. So, of course, white media and the white establishment is trying to say they had the right. And this was some kind of defense. And what Dan is saying, I agree with, it's not a defense. Because no one was attacked except for Jordan Neely. He didn't attack anyone. You attack anybody with words. You say a bunch of bad words or a bunch of disruptive words or a bunch of aggressive words. You're still not being touched. No one's putting their hands on you. So you don't have the right to claim you did that in defense. You put him in a chokehold thinking of what he might have done. You can't act until they act on you or act on another person and you're coming in that person's defense. Okay? You can't say you're out here just chokeholding people. Now, what if everybody had the right to just start chokeholding everybody who they felt was just saying things that were aggressive towards them or anybody around them or just their family? Is this going to be a precedent now? Is this going to be some kind of precedent? Well, now I get the right to chokehold anybody, choke people out, murder because they said something aggressive to me. See, these are the precedents that white society wants to establish concerning black people. But see, that's going to backfire on them. That's going to backfire on them. You don't got the right to murder, like I said, murder someone because they're speaking aggressive towards you. Right? Oh, so his dad's a police chief. See, I haven't even seen that yet. As far as the police chief. I haven't seen that. Thanks, Sam. That could have something to do with as well why we didn't know his name and why it took almost a week to charge his ass for murder. This is murder. Whether it was an act where he claims it's an accident or not, of course it claims it's an accident, but it's still murder. Still would be murder in the second degree. But like I'm contesting, when you put a chokehold on anybody, you know when you're committing death, when you're murdering, when you're killing them. You know this. You know you're cutting off the oxygen to the brain. So if he just wanted to restrain him, he'd have to use that much force and that much pressure. And all the other individuals who helped him are also complicit in Mr. Neely, and Mr. Neely's death. All of them are complicit. The two I seen helping him, restrain him, they are complicit. After the fact or during the fact of this man's murder. It's not just the Marine, because yeah, he choked him, but those other two were also subduing him while he was being choked out. So they're also culpable for the death of Mr. Neely. Okay, let me go and read the rest of this. So it says, what we know about Jordan Neely's chokehold death on the New York subway. An attorney for the veteran on Friday identified him, as Daniel Penny, 24 years old. Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely. Well, we don't know what he intended to do. We don't know what you intended to do. You murdered somebody. How you know you're not intended to kill somebody and you got a chokehold on them that long? You feel the light coming out of somebody. Unless you're some kind of absolute moron, you feel the life leaving. He knew you're not the person not bleeding. What kind of chokehold you put on an individual? It's not your right. You don't have the right to put a chokehold on someone who has done anything to you, has not touched you. Aggressive words don't give you the right to murder somebody. See, they're trying to set a precedent. They're trying to get this young man out. He didn't know what he was doing. What? He didn't know? Okay, he stood up, went to Jordan, choked his ass. He didn't know what he was doing, right? That's called premeditated. He stood up. See, because Jordan was making aggressive statements. Just because Jordan was making aggressive statements do not allow you to put this man in a chokehold and murder him. And then claim you didn't know what you were doing. You stood up, walked towards him, put him in a chokehold. See, these are step-by-step actions that you took. Daniel, Mr. Penny, these are step-by-step conscious actions that you took towards Mr. Neely. You done that. You had to consciously think, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go towards him, and I'm going to restrain him. Whether or not you intended him to murder, I'm not in your head. Whether or not you intended to murder him, I can't make that judgment. But you damn sure got your ass up, walked towards him, and inflicted pain. And the pain that you inflicted murdered him. So you are responsible. You are culpable for this man's death, whether it be in the first degree or the second degree. You are culpable for this man's death, for this man's demise. You are culpable for that. And I can whitewash and try to sugarcoat it. You are culpable for this man's death. There's no doubt about that. So let me go and read the rest of this. So it says, so at least we know his name is Daniel Penny, 24. Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely. He couldn't foresee his untimely death. He was the one constantly put a chokehold on this man. He's the one constantly put a chokehold on this man. But he couldn't foresee his death. He couldn't see that. Wow. I'm gonna continue to read. Let me start this. Let me do this other clip real quick. See if they allow me to do this other clip. Give me a second, y'all. You sit there, let me play this other clip. And everybody get to play clips with me. It's hilarious.
Michael Jackson impersonator performing on the New York subway and in Times Square. He was a talented Michael Jackson performing on the New York subway and in Times Square. Now Jordan Neely's tragic death in a chokehold on the same subway where he once entertained passengers is called Justice for! Justice for! 30-year-old Jordan Neely was not in Michael Jackson when he boarded a subway train in Lower Manhattan. His life had apparently fallen apart witnesses say he was hostile and threw garbage at them. He reportedly screamed, "I don't have food, I don't have drink, I don't mind going to jail and getting life in prison. I'm ready to die." A passenger shot this cell phone video as a 24-year-old former U.S. Marine puts Neely in a chokehold and keeps him there. Two other passengers try to restrain Neely's arms. One witness shouts a dire warning. The chokehold reportedly went on for 15 minutes.
Around 20 seconds, you lose consciousness, but then once you don't have prolonged oxygen supply to the brain, it's irreversibly damaged, and that's around 2 to 3 minutes.
The unidentified former U.S. Marine from Long Island was questioned by police but released. Now there are calls for him to be charged in Neely's death and angry protests. Firebrand New York Congresswoman AOC posted, "Jordan Neely was murdered, but because Jordan was houseless, the murderer gets protected." Mayor Eric Adams is calling her post irresponsible.
But the investigation took its course.
John Miller, CNN's chief law enforcement analyst, says the chokehold banned by many police departments is used by the Marines.
Blood flow is restricted to the brain, causing the enemy to pass out. This is what they're supposed to use on the battlefield, and they're trained in that. It's not supposed to kill somebody.
Neely had a record of 42 arrests, including 3 for assaulting women. He reportedly suffered from schizophrenia. His death is raising echoes of the murder of...
See, remember they got to dirty him up. They always got to dirty him up. It's 42 arrests and assaulting women. Then why was he running around on the streets if he did so much damage to women and so much damage to everybody, all these arrests? I'm sure he was petty arrest, probably for loitering, since he was homeless or begging, or being a vagrant. I'm sure they were petty misdemeanor arrests, but they gotta dirty him up. See, that's how the media does with us. They gotta dirty him up. He's got 42 arrests and some on women, right? So they gotta dirty him up to justify this murder. They gotta dirty his ass up. That's how they do with us. Because obviously, I'm pretty sure these all misdemeanors, probably dealing with vagrancy, him having schizophrenia and being homeless. So it probably was all vagrancy related, all 42. Because I'm sure it wasn't criminally, because he would have been in jail, especially being black. But you know how they do it. They got to dirty us up first.
George Floyd in 2020, and the choker at the city police in 2014. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is investigating, calling Neely's death a solemn and serious matter.
All right, that's it. Let me go ahead and go back to this show. Let me get out of that. All right. Let me get out of that. Let me go back to this show. Second. All right. So, when you always want to see how the media is going to spin a murder concerning us. So, what happened? I got out of it, man. My screen went black again. Fucking crazy. I can't even hear that. Hold on. All right, I seem to be back. Yeah, that's YouTube, Michelle. Everybody else can play videos on their shit, but me, since I'm so monitored, I play a video. They try to catch up to it. That's why I put it like I do now on the side. If I play it like on just the whole thing, they'll stop it. That's YouTube, Michelle. That's them doing that. I don't get to play videos like everybody else. They don't want the channel to grow. They start destroying the numbers again. It's funny to me. I just look at it. It's hilarious. So I do it. I try to put it there quickly before they know I got it playing. Then it's always over. Oh shit, he's playing it. Let's go black it out. That's what YouTube does to me. It is hilarious. I'm a special case. So we know, okay, so it says Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely death. The law firm of Razor and Kenneth PC said in a statement, "We hope that out of this awful tragedy will come a new commitment to our elected officials to address the mental health crisis on our streets and subways." Yeah, what's that got to do with you killing somebody? See, this is doublespeak. What's this got to do with you murdering somebody? We understand it's a mental health issue. See, you just destroyed your own argument. You know it was a mental health issue. That means your client should have known that as well. Your client, if he wasn't aggressive physically to your client, he should not reacted in an aggressive way towards him. So we know Mr. Neely had mental issues. So as he was spouting all kind of crazy stuff, he did not put his hands on anybody. Isn't that funny? All these charges, all these arrests. Why was he going in the subway car and just immediately attacking people? If that was supposedly his nature. No. He was just spewing all kind of nonsense because he probably was fed up, he was hungry, he was upset that he was homeless and no one was helping him. There were no services helping him like these illegal immigrants that have been flown into New York. It's a fact. They flew illegal immigrants and flew them in and bust them in. I know Florida, Ron DeSantis bust a bunch of their ass up to New York to get them out of here. Because the media also owned by the same individuals that own these banks want to gaslight you. Say this is right-wing wacko talk, that all these people are surged across the border. It's an illusion. It's nonsense. I'm going to tell you, it's in Texas is not nonsense. That's what the fake media wants to tell you. Try to gaslight you that they don't got a replacement scheme, and they do. They absolutely do. Coming from the United Nations, coming from the American State Department. See, our government has already been taken over. United Nations, created by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, they own this country. And so, like I said, they're staging. I'm about to even show it on YouTube. YouTube might take it down. They're staging illegal aliens down there in Panama. This is a fact. Chinese, Hispanics, what have you. They're giving them treatment as they cross through the damn jungle down there, giving them first aid and everything else. With the Red Cross, they have UN shelters down there, State Department, but it's not being covered by the mainstream media. It's not being covered by the mainstream media. As you got a flood of immigrants on the 24th, that law is supposed to collapse, and a bunch of them coming in. Millions. That's why you got Chicago mayor was crying about those illegals being shipped to Chicago too. They were shipping them to Chicago. All the goddamn Democratic states finally. I know it was the governor of Texas shipping their ass to Chicago. Remember, Lori Lightfoot was, it's too many. Stop. It's inhumane to ship them up here. Those are your policies. You agree with them? You take their ass. Just like the mayor of New York. Ship their ass up there. Oh, it's too many illegal aliens. Our budget can't handle it. Then ship their ass out of here then. Round their ass up and get them out of here then. Why are they flooding the border? Why are they coming by the millions if they're not being invited? And then when people say it, somebody's supposed to have a tinfoil hat on. The goddamn media is so disingenuous. That's why the mainstream media numbers are appalling. Nobody believes the damn mainstream media finally. They understand that the mainstream media is nothing but lies and propaganda. Nothing but lies and propaganda. And that no good Obama, before he, slithered his ass out of the White House, signed that propaganda bill to make it more odious, to make it now legal, for them to openly propagandize to you over and over again, not tell you no truth. Nothing you see in the mainstream media is true. Not even a goddamn weather. You investigate the weather. Nothing they tell you on any of their news media is just all propaganda now. And it's legal. And that's what Obama left. That's part of his legacy. There's no good twisted ass Negro. He got moronic ass old niggas still capable for this moron. But he made it legal to propagandize against you. That wasn't him. That was his handlers, telling him to put that into practice. And so many people walked away from the mainstream media. Thank God. Knowing it's nothing but lies and propaganda. If you are getting your news from the mainstream media, you are misinformed. It's nothing but propaganda 24/7. Lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. They tell you, oh, there's not a bunch of immigrants up in here. What are you talking about? Being flooded with these goddamn immigrants. With these Hispanics and Latinos, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and the Ukrainians. And his brother had mental problems. You think anybody was giving him any help? No. Had his ass sleeping on the street. Here, take this tit, nigga, and get on the streets and shut up. Do your goopy moonwalking. Dance around, whatever you do. That's what you do. We don't give a shit. Do your dancing. Oh, they bankrupt. Damn, they bankrupt Oklahoma social services there. They bankrupting everybody's social services. But the media would tell you this is a lie. This is propaganda. They're bankrupting everybody's social services there. But us as black people, you don't benefit from that. You can't get any of these services. You can't get none of that. It's not applicable to me and you. Maybe we can finish reading the rest of this thing up. And that's what you see. Don't believe your lying eyes. Yeah, they bankrupt in California, bankrupted. I ain't know Oklahoma's even being bankrupt. I know they flooding them everywhere. I know New York is being bankrupt. I know Illinois is being bankrupt. They want to gaslight you, talking about this not happening. Don't believe your lying. These are Republican conspiracy theories. All this fucking nonsense. And I want you to know, at the highest echelons, this is their plan. This is their plan. To flood us with these goddamn aliens. And that's what they're doing. It's not no accident. Like I said, they are helping them come into this country. Goddamn waves of these fucking Hispanics and Latinos. Wave after wave after wave. Hell, you got thousands of Chinese, goddammit, coming in now. Thousands of Chinese are coming in. With the border, I'm down there. I talk to the guys on the border when I'm down in Texas. I'm around that border I'm there at least once a month or sometimes twice a month. They know what the hell is going on. You got the cartel. You got child trafficking, all kind of shit going on now with these cartels. It's crazy. But the media tell you ain't nothing that happening. That's all made up talk. Is that the Border Patrol are doing conspiracy theories. And the funny thing about it, one of the Border Patrol agents lived right next door to me. Right? He would go down to work for so many months and come back home here to Florida because he couldn't get transferred over here to Border Patrol in Florida. So he works down there on the border. I talk to him all the time, and him being Hispanic, he's a Hispanic cat, right? Tells you the truth. Been flooded. And they know it's on purpose. They know who's doing it. Being flooded with these illegal immigrants. Okay, so where am I? Let me go on. Read the rest of this stuff. So the 30-year-old's death was ruled a homicide, but it does not mean there was intent. See, that's what I told you. So this way they're trying to muddy the waters up. See, it was a homicide, but that doesn't mean there was intent or culpability, which is a matter for the criminal justice system to consider. Their corrupt non-justice system. Their corrupt non-justice system as it pertains to black people. Their corrupt non-justice system. As it can have. So, he's not culpable for his own actions. See how they set this up? I want you how you see how this is propaganda we're reading right now. This is them letting them off the hook already. See the way CNN is writing this? They said, yeah, it's a homicide, of course, because they can't tell you it's not a homicide with your own lying eyes. You know damn well it's a homicide. You know damn well this man was murdered. That's a homicide. So they can't call it anything but what it is because it's film. It's a homicide, right? So they can't call anything but what it is, right? But this is them trying to give him an out. Said, but it does not mean there was intent or culpability. So he's not even culpable for his action. He blacked out. He's not even culpable. Now we know there was intent because he got his ass up and went towards Mr. Neely and put him in a headlock. That's intent, family. That's intent. He got his ass up, Daniel. What's his last name? Penny. Mr. Penny got his ass up, walked towards Mr. Neely, put him in a choke lock, a headlock, and choked the shit out of his ass. That is intent. You deliberately got up, deliberately walked towards him. You deliberately put him in a chokehold. Those actions are deliberate. So now they want to play crazy. Those actions are deliberate. No matter how you slice it. Those actions are deliberate. So they're trying to tell you, and then he's not culpable what he did. Not only is what he did not deliberate, there's no culpability. How can he be responsible for what he did? It wasn't deliberate, so how can it be any culpability? So they're writing an article to already dismiss this as some kind of a crazy accident. And talk about their non-justice system, right? A spokesperson for the New York City office of the chief medical examiner said, the last time Harper saw Neely was in 2016 when she bumped into him on the subway and saw he was experiencing homelessness when he asked passengers for food. I have never seen him like that before, she said. Harper, who described Neely as a kind and sweet soul, said people from around the world have been reaching out to her about his death. It's crushing people. It's crushing people. Members of our circles are texting me They're just finding out and they're crying. They don't know what to think, Harper said. So, what to think, to me, is open and shut murder to me. It's open and shut murder to me. There's no doubt what it is. Just because someone, especially he's a Marine, he's supposed to be trained to have discipline. See, that's another thing they're not putting in. As a Marine, he's supposed to be trained to have discipline. So even if someone is speaking aggressively towards you and they've done nothing to your person, you let them be. You're supposed to know that as a Marine. Okay? You're supposed to know that as a Marine. You're supposed to have discipline in your movement, discipline in your person. That would put you above civilians. You're supposed to be disciplined. So that's why they're not putting. They want to tell me he's a former Marine, but you don't want to tell me his behavior as a former Marine is supposed to be disciplined. He was supposed to learn that while he was in the Corps. Now, I should have time to dig up his record, whether his time in the Marine Corps was actually good or bad. That's what we need to dig up on this cat. How was he as a Marine? Because just someone speaking aggressively to you is not supposed to trigger a response of what he gave. You're supposed to be disciplined. That's one thing the Marine Corps prides itself on, is discipline. So it goes on to say the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is investigating Neely's death, which has triggered protests in New York City demanding justice in this case, in which no charges have been filed days after the killing. Of course, no charge. And now he's charged with homicide, but there was nothing because they were going to let this go. They were going to let this go. There's just some Negro they killed, so what? Keep it pushing. There's just some Negro that they killed. Show me some of you guys comment. You said one Hispanic girl came across the border with 6 kids, no father. They asked her why she came. She said to receive welfare benefits. Of course, Dan, but that's not happening. That's not happening. That's a tinfoil hat discussion right there. The landlord goes on to say the fact that they in history of his behavior further let me know that this murder was planned. Yeah, coincidence, this Marine was on the subway and decided to execute a chokehold on his black man, his bull. Exactly. So, yeah, that's the Darien Gap. Exactly right, Jimmy Jabba. That's the Darien Gap. That's the jungle. Yeah, that's the name. So Jibba is informed. The jungle's name that I was referring to is the Darien Gap down there between Colombia and Panama, family. So Jibba Jabba just put the name in the chat room for you guys. Yeah, that's the Darien Gap. That's what it's known as. Okay, one minute. Okay, so as part of our rigorous ongoing investigation, we will review the medical examiner's report, assess all available video and photo footage, identify and interview as many witnesses as possible, and obtain additional medical records, Manhattan District Attorney's Office spokesman Doug Cohen said in a statement. Prosecutors are expected to continue discussions on the investigation through the weekend, reviewing evidence and witness statements, a law enforcement source told CNN. 4 passengers who were in the train car have been interviewed by police, but authorities have still seeking to speak with several others. The Marine veteran who held Neely in a chokehold, meanwhile, has hired a former Republican Manhattan District Attorney candidate to represent him, the attorney's law firm confirmed on Friday. Attorney Thomas Kenneth, who ran against now Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg in 2021, is an Iraqi war veteran and major of the Army National Guard whose bid for DA focused on reducing crime and opposing criminal justice reform. So this guy was opposing criminal justice reform. See, so understand this Marine's mindset. He's probably a right-wing wacko and seen no problem in murdering Mr. Neely Jr., right? He seen no problem with it. Because I'm sure he's a right-wing wacko like these other ones, because the individual that he hired to be his lawyer opposed criminal justice reform. We know criminal justice reform is supposedly to benefit black men. Specifically, black people in general, but black men specifically, right? We're not supposed to benefit us specifically. And they're always against any kind of reform. It doesn't lock black men up willy-nilly. Passengers are not supposed to die on the floor of our subways, Attorney Lennon Edwards said in a statement, adding that Neely had to wait too long to go without help, intervention, and without air. No shit. Like I said, this Marine is culpable for death. You know, when you put someone in the chokehold, you feel the life leaving their body. The amount of pressure it takes to murder someone, you know, when you put someone in the chokehold, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. So please spare me that you don't know what's going on. I'm surprised that I killed him. No, you're not. You know when you're killing someone with a chokehold, you know this. See, with white people's always, they don't know shit. Oh, I didn't know I was killing him. There's no way you didn't know you was murdering this man. There's no way you didn't know, because you was up close and personal with your arms wrapped around his neck. You were up close and personal. There's no way you didn't know you would murder him and that he was out of oxygen. There's no way you didn't know that. You're not going to be able to cover that up. There's no way you didn't know that. There's no way you didn't know. Because you were up close and personal. You're the one choking the man. You're the one who can feel his windpipe and know when he had stopped breathing. You knew that. But you continue to apply pressure to this man, suffocating him and then suffocating and leading to his death. You knew that. Because you could feel his vital signs as you was choking his ass. So the claim that you didn't know and don't know is lunacy. Absolute lunacy. Everybody's put a chokehold, even in practice. When I was a Marine, even in practice, you knew what you were doing. You could feel the amount of pressure you were putting on somebody as you trained doing it. You knew if you were going to make somebody black out. You knew that. And it was time to release the subject that you had in a chokehold. You know it was time to release somebody. You were taught this in combat training. You were taught these things. You were taught these tactics of not to kill someone. So you're not going to be able to get away saying you don't know. Because you were trained to know. You were trained to know. So it goes on to say attorney. So it goes on to say attorney Dante Mills said, we have people being killed for ringing the wrong doorbell. We have people being killed for ringing the wrong doorbell, pulling into the wrong driveway, and screaming out in desperation on the subway. We cannot let that stand. I don't care if I die. I don't have any food. In the minutes heading up to the deadly chokehold, Neely had been acting erratically, but he did not attack anyone on the train, according to Juan Alberto Vasquez, a witness who recorded the altercation on video. Like I said, it's right. Even though he's acting erratic, he didn't touch anybody. You acting erratic doesn't give anyone the right to come put you in a chokehold and strangle you to death. You acting erratic doesn't give anyone the right to come put you in a chokehold and strangle you to death. Because you've done no damage to anyone's person. You've done no damage to anyone's person. So his murder is not justified. You can't justify the murder of this man. You can't justify this murder. See, being black, as black people, we've accepted, like he said, all kind of outrageous shit being done to us. Ringing on a doorbell almost gets our head blown off. Pulling up in the wrong driveway almost gets our goddamn head blown off. Being erratic on the subway gets us choked and murdered. And these altercations happen to us over and over again, and only us. Only us, because the system is designed racist. See, we're living in a racist system, and we got to understand it's systematic racism. And they'll try to gas like this media, this lying-ass, propagandist-ass media try to lie. We are living in a systemic racist society. This shouldn't even be debated on. This whole system of racism and what was done to Mr. Neely shouldn't even be up for debate. This is cold, calculated murder. That's what it is. You can't put no one in a chokehold and claim you don't know when you're killing them. Because there's no other up and close way to murder someone than putting them in a chokehold. You feel the extremities. You feel the life leaving their bodies. You feel it. So there's no way you can claim you don't know. There's no way you can justify this death, this murder, this execution. It's unjustifiable. But of course, the white media, along with the white supremacist system, is trying to justify this, even in this right, trying to justify how this is an accident, a tragic accident, an incident gone wrong. Someone's murder is just an incident gone wrong. That's the way they're trying to justify this murder, this act of barbarism. Let's call it what it is. This act of complete white barbarism. Because who was he defending? This man didn't attack no one, so you can't say he was defending anyone on the train because he did not attack anyone. Him being erratic has nothing to do with attacking anyone. So you can't justify this barbarism. And that's what it is. A clear case of white savagery. That's what it is. Clear-cut case of white savage. And watch all the black handkerchief head conservative Negroes try to justify this murder because they hate themselves. You'll see YouTube and all these right-wing rap. None of their videos will ever get touched when they play them on their shows. None of their videos will get touched. They'll be able to play them without the channel going black. and justifying Mr. Neely's death. Watch all these handkerchief head, self-hating Negroes come out and justify this man's murder. Watch what I tell you. You know the usual suspects. If they're doing a video on this, watch what they say. Watch how they cape for the white man and say this murder was justified and black people are acting overzealous. We're too upset. We're too emotional. Because these handkerchief head morons will always come to the defense of white supremacist system. They always come to the defense of this white supremacist system. Always. They'll never side with black people. Never. They always find some justification for the murder of black people. This murder is not justified. It's indefensible. It can't be defended. It's indefensible. So watch out how they try to stack the jury with an all-white jury. Watch out. Because this murder is indefensible. You can't defend this. This is indefensible. This is cold-cut murder. Because you don't have the right. And you as a Marine are supposed to be disciplined. More so than any other civilian. More so than any other civilian. But you being white, they're going to try to take that away. You're supposed to be more disciplined than any other person on that train car, on that subway car. You, as a former Marine, are supposed to be disciplined. Why would you attack another human being who has attacked you? Did he put hands on you? Did he put hands on anybody in the subway car? No. He was acting erratic. You acting erratic doesn't give anyone acting erratic doesn't give you the right to murder them. But since he's black, and I want you to know this open season, and this is correct, they want to have open season to murder black people without any kind of retribution, without any kind of consequence. They want to have open season to murder black people without any kind of retribution or any kind of consequence. That's what this is about, fam. And they're going to try to get his ass off. Because they've been trying to make it that nobody black being murdered in the United States. No one is culpable for the murder of us. No matter whether they be law enforcement or civilian alike. Whether it be law enforcement or civilian alike, no one is supposed to be culpable for our death, for our demise. It's supposed to be nothing to see, keep it pushing. These are the precedents that they're trying to set up in this country to make our lives worth little to nothing. Understand that. That's what they tell you, that your life is worth nothing. And you can be killed with no consequence. You can be murdered with no consequence. There is no humanity in you. No one is to respect your humanity. No one is to see you and treat you as a human being. No one is to treat you as a human being. You understand that? You're not worthy of being treated humanely. There's no consequence to murder you. See, that's what they want to put in their heads. That's what they're trying to set up. Anybody can act, even if you're aggressive. Somebody's got a right to chokehold and murder you. This is a clear case of murder. No doubt about it. Because he consciously got his ass up and walked towards Mr. Neely and put him in a chokehold. Those are conscious actions. And you are culpable. To try to say, how can anybody be culpable is crazy. You are culpable for that. Your actions caused this man's death. Your actions caused this man's death. Your actions caused this man's death. And to say no one's culpable is crazy. That's like saying a ghost murdered his ass. Oh, there's no culpability. We don't know who killed him. No one's culpable. No one knows the intent. There's no clue. We have no idea. Said in the minutes leading up. This mic down. I can see it better. Closer to the mic. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. In the minutes leading up to the daily chokehold, Neely had been acting erratically, but he did not attack anyone on the train. I read all this. Okay. As soon as Neely got on the train, he started yelling about being fed up and hungry and tired of having nothing, Vasquez told CNN. Before he was killed, Neely said, I don't care if I die. I don't care if I die or go to jail. I don't have any food. I'm done, according to Vasquez. At some point, Neely took his coat and threw it on the train's floor. But ain't nothing. So he threw his coat on the train's floor. So that means you're supposed to kill him. Repeat, he was ready to go to jail and get a life sentence, Vasquez said. As the yelling continued, many passengers became visibly uncomfortable and moved to other parts of the train car. Neely did not appear to be armed or looking to attack anyone, Vasquez told CNN. Then a rider came up behind him. So this is some more sucker shit. So this Daniel guy, the former Marine, came up behind him. So this is intent. You can't say he's not culpable. This is intent. He came up behind him with the presumption of putting Mr. Neely in a chokehold. So this is intent, and he is culpable. This is culpability right here. He walked up behind this man and put him in a chokehold when the man had did nothing to anyone on that train, touched anyone. But see, white people being psychopaths, in their mind, they always try to find some justification of murdering someone black. If someone white kills someone black in their psychotic, twisted minds, they always try to find some justification, even though there's none there, to justify the murder of somebody white killing someone black. All the time, 9 times out of 10. So this was a sucker move, right? This was a sucker move. And then they go to say, Neely did not appear to be armed or looking to attack anyone, Vasquez told CNN. Then a rider came up behind Neely and put him in a chokehold. Came up behind him. With the two eventually falling to the floor, said Vasquez. Neely did not interact with that passenger at all prior to the attack, Vasquez said. So he didn't even talk to this goddamn former Marine. So this is premeditated. There was no interaction between Mr. Neely and what's this white guy's name? Daniel what? Let me see what his name is. What's his name? Damn it, way back up here. What the hell's his damn name? Shit. Whatever. Dan, I gotta go back too far back up. Shit. To get his last name. Whatever the damn white guy's name is. The former Marine, Dan. So, yeah, whatever his damn name was, right? Well, I lose my point. See if I lost my damn place. In the video recorded by Vasquez, Neely and the other man are seen on the floor of the subway car with the man's arm wrapped around Neely's neck. The two men were on the floor for about 7 minutes, Vasquez said, and he started recording about 3 or 4 minutes after the chokehold began. Now, and you better know this is racially. See, they're gonna try to pretend this is not racial. This is everything to do with race, because they feel they got a right to accost us and even murder us without anything happening to their ass. This is premeditated murder, because he thought go up to this man and subdue him and then murder him. See, I could agree maybe it was murder in the second degree, but no, Mr. Neely did not have any confrontation with this man. Didn't have any interaction with this man. None whatsoever. So why did he feel the right, or he had the right, to go up behind him and choke this man? Where in this country did this white man feel he had that right? Because he knows he's got the complexion for the protection. He knows he's got the complexion for the protection. He knows that. He knows that. He goes on to say, at some point, 2 other passengers approached Neely and the man holding him down. One appeared to be mediate the situation, while the other seemed to help the man restrain Neely, according to Vasquez. Like I said, these 2 individuals that helped with this murder are culpable. They're culpable in the second degree. They help facilitate this murder. They are culpable. So they need to find out who they are, bring them in for questioning, and then charge them accordingly. Find out who they are. Sure, they already know. Bring them in for questioning, and then charge them accordingly. Okay? They're supposed to be charged as well. Make no doubt about that. After a while, Vasquez noticed that Neely stopped moving and talking. He said, when police officers arrived at the subway station in Lower Manhattan before 2:30 p.m. Monday, they administered first aid to an unconscious Neely. He was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead later in the afternoon, according to a law enforcement source and an NYPD spokesperson. CNN has not been able to have not been able to independently confirm what happened leading up to the incident or how long Neely was restrained. Always a dancer, Neely lost his mother in 2007 when she was killed by her boyfriend in a northern New Jersey residence. The man was sentenced to 30 years behind bars for Christy Neely's murder at the home and dumping her body in a suitcase in the Bronx, according to New Jersey Journal. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, guys, let me drink some water. Give me a second. Excuse me, y'all. Wow. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know how many minutes it was, Jibber Jabber. It was long enough to kill him. And you know when you murder somebody. You know it. You know when the body, you know when you inflicted enough pain and strangulation to kill somebody. You know that. So this was not an accident. This was done in malicious content. Understand that. This was done in malicious content. Don't let no damn propagandist ask me to tell you anything different. This had malicious content written all over it. You got up, you walked behind this man, and you choked him out and you murdered him. This is malicious content. Trying to say there's no culpability and all this other nonsense. This is malicious content. All day long. All day, every day. She went back. So in the years after, Neely began experiencing some hard times. Before high school ended, Melissa Volta, a high school friend of Neely, said he was jumping from house to house. She told CNN. Through it all, Neely was always a dancer who was a really good kid, she said. He was very well known on the internet, Volta said. Internationally, people have reached out to me looking for him. Neely also had a series of run-ins with the New York police and law enforcement, source told CNN. John Miller's included 42 arrests, charges included. See, I thought it'd be petty larceny, jumping subway turnstiles. So I knew it was theft and 3 unprovoked assaults on women in the subway between 2019 and 2021. It couldn't be bad assaults, right? See, they're trying to make it sound worse than it is, because if you assault a woman, you wouldn't be out. You wouldn't be out walking around. You wouldn't be out jumping turnstiles in the subway if you assaulted women. The way this article claims, any assault on a woman, you're going to prison. Especially as a black man. We know that. So, I think these assaults are over-exaggerated to dirty him up. I believe these assaults are over-exaggerated to dirty him up. Because if he assaulted anyone, he'd be looking at time. Especially women. Especially in this Me Too movement shit. Andre Zachary, Neely's father, noted the painful parallel in his son being killed like his mother. The New York Daily News reported. And although he hadn't seen his son in 4 years, he praised how well Neely impersonated Michael Jackson. I sat in front of the TV and showed him the Jackson 5. He took on the Michael Jackson thing, and he really performed it very well. Zachary told the newspaper. Some officials decried Neely's death. As of Thursday evening, no charges have been filed in Neely's killing, a move which has increased demands by officials and the community for legal action. Penny was earlier identified as a 24-year-old from Queens who served in the Marines according to the law enforcement and military records. He was a sergeant and served from 2017 to 2021, and his last duty assignment was Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, military records show. Detectives interviewed and released him, a law enforcement source told CNN. New York Governor Katie Holko said Neely's family deserved justice. So, we know he was released, and they wasn't going to do anything to him until you got the people protesting. It's only because people out there protesting that now the city feels pressured to actually bring charges to this Penny character. That's the only reason why that they're bringing charges on him, because of the protest. In the natural scheme of things, he's supposed to have been charged with murder that very day. The very day they questioned him, and they got and they interviewed the witnesses that told him that this individual Penny, Mr. Penny, walked up behind Mr. Neely and choked him out and murdered this man. Right then, charges were supposed to be brought. It wasn't supposed to be any protesting in the streets. And as you see, like I said, they're setting a national precedent that it's okay to murder black people without no recourse. Because why did it take protesting for them now to bring homicide charges to Mr. Penny? They'd already heard the interview. They already heard the statements of the witnesses on Monday afternoon when they were conducting the interviews. You understand this? They'd already heard the witnesses interview. But no charges were brought. Now, nothing's changed in the witness statements to now bring charges on Mr. Penny. Nothing in those witness statements have changed from Monday to when they finally charged his ass yesterday. Nothing changed in those statements. Nothing. Only thing changed is that it got out to the public and the public started protesting. So without the protesting, they would have pushed this under the rug. Because they're trying to set up a precedent in this country where there is no, this is absolutely disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. They're trying to tell you it's okay to murder black people and no consequence. Nothing will happen to you. It's like I said, he was let go. He was let go and no charges were filed against him that Monday afternoon when the police got there. It's only until Friday in the public uproar that his ass now got charged with homicide. So this is a related article. Man dies after being put in a chokehold by another rider on New York City subway. Officials say the DA is investigating. I do not want to acknowledge how horrific it was to view a video of Jordan Neely being killed or being a passenger on the subway trains, Hochul said Thursday during a news conference. There had to be consequences, exactly. There had to be consequences, and so we'll see how this unfolds. But his family deserves justice. How about that? But the family wasn't getting justice, and there wasn't going to be no consequences until people got in the street. They'd already let this man go and were not bringing any charges against him. Only when it blew up in the media because of the protests that were going on, now they feel like they want to seek justice. Because there was no consequences of Mr. Penny murdering Mr. Neely. The governor added Neely was held down until the last breath was snuffed out of him. Exactly, describing the passenger response as very extreme. Jermaine Williams, New York City's public advocate, echoed the governor's call for justice, demanding charges be filed immediately against the Penny. The public advocate office helps with complaints involving government-related services and regulations. To say anything else, and okay, I lost my damn place. To say anything else is an equivocation that will only further a narrative that devalues the life of a black, exactly, that devalues the life of a black homeless man with medical health challenges and encourages an attitude of, that's why I just call it the humanization of New Yorkers in greatest need, he said. Exactly. I didn't get down to reading all this. That's what I said. They want to dehumanize us. They want to make it that there is no consequences for killing us. They want to dehumanize us, family, as black people. They want to say we're not worthy of humanity. And that's what they've always done. That's what they've always done in this wicked ass racial system. That's what they've always done. On Friday, Williams told CNN charges have not been filed because the victim was homeless, and the mayor and other elected officials have not condemned what Williams described as an act of vigilantism. Exactly. You know, the bootlicking puppet Adam Williams has not said nothing because he's a white controlled tool, right? He's a white controlled tool. That's why he didn't say nothing. That's exactly what this is. As Jibba Jabba said it so apropos, this is Bernie Gates 2.0. It's not George Floyd 2.0, as some morons are calling it. This is Bernie Gates 2.0. Vigilante gone astray. Vigilante gone awry. This is Bernie Gates 2.0. Because this is not law enforcement killing him. This is vigilantism. That's what you see. This is Bernie Gates 2.0. That's what this is. Make no mistake. I'm concerned that our executives are create an environment where these things can continue, he said. I don't want to make clear that you can say vigilantism shouldn't be happening while saying you're not sure what happened. Williams added, both of those things can happen at the same time, and we need to hear that. Williams added, what if it was a black homeless man who had choked to death a white Marine? Exactly. He had choked to death a white Marine because he was scared. We'd probably be having this conversation with him with charges sitting on Rikers Island. Exactly. So let me reiterate this again. Williams added, what if it was a black homeless man who had choked to death a white Marine because he was scared? We'd probably be having this conversation with him with charges sitting on Rikers Island. That's a fact. So that's internet, family. Let me get out of that. Let me get out of that real quick. So we know that's a fact, right? Let's not be naive and pretend like we know that, and we don't know that that's a fact, right? We know it's a fact. So, you know, exactly right there. They want those good old days to come back where they can kill us with impunity. See, that's what they long for. The good old days where they can kill us with impunity. Nothing to see it. That damn Marine was supposed to be charged that day. It was clearly. That's how you know this bias and racist. We're living in systemic racism, family. There was no reason not to charge this man that day after they got the interviews of the witnesses on that train. This is clear-cut homicide. Clear-cut. And yet, Mr. Penny was allowed to walk scot-free. Right? They wasn't even going to charge this man. And so I don't understand why they supposedly all this outrage from the governor's mansion and the damn DA of New York, because they weren't even going to charge. The police department is supposed to be held culpable. The investigating goddamn officers are supposed to be held culpable. These investigative officers decided not to press charges, not to bring charges on Mr. Penny. That means a level of corruption and racism that's rotten to the goddamn core in New York. These investigative officers felt no need to bring charges against Mr. Penny. You understand that? They determined there was nothing to see here, that he was not culpable for this man's murder after they heard the witness testimony. Only now that people protesting in the streets, Now they're bringing charges against Mr. Penny. Nothing in the witness statements have changed. That Mr. Penny stood up, walked behind him, and put Mr. Neely in a chokehold and murdered this man, snuffed out his life. What's changed? What's changed in the witness statements? I'm asking you guys, what's changed in the witness statements? But now they feel it's applicable to bring charges to Mr. Penny, when they didn't feel it was applicable Monday, when everything was fresh in their heads as they were given interviews to said witnesses on the train. What's changed? What's changed between Monday and Friday when he was charged? What changed? What changed? Oh, the people finally heard about it and got in the streets, start protesting. Now, charges need to also be brought to these two individuals that investigated the murder. Are they going to be held responsible? Of course not. Their racial bias is front and clear. Their racial bias is front and clear. You understand this? Don't let nobody gaslight you, tell you that the system is not right. Don't let none of these fake black motherfucking conservatives gaslight you and not understand the system is racially biased, racially destructive from top to bottom. What's transpired? What's changed from the witnesses' testimony, the witnesses' statements last Monday afternoon, where they decided to let Mr. Penny walk and not charge him with a goddamn thing, to Friday, now he's being charged with homicide. What's changed? What new revelations have transpired in the witnesses' testimony that now they feel justified to bring charges against Mr. Neely? What's changed? What's changed? I'd like to know what things have changed. Give me a second. All right. What's changed? What new revelations have transpired that they now feel is plausible to bring charges against Mr. Penny? What's changed? I'm asking. What's happened? That means the situation was brought to the public's attention. That's what's happened. The situation was brought to the public's attention, and now they're protesting. That's what's changed. But the initial police investigation, they were filing no charges, none whatsoever. Right? They're filing none whatsoever. Not that you know this system is rotten from top to bottom. It's systemic racism. Systemic, where we don't even get justice. This is not no goddamn George Floyd 2.0. This is Bernie Getz 2.0. This is vigilanteism. So you know what the news and the right-wing media is going to do? They're going to try to dirt him up. Oh, he had 42 arrests. He was a criminal. So they justify the murder, innocent murder of black people by trying to criminalize you, right? You're a criminal. He was a criminal. He had 42 arrests. He even assaulted women. As if he's not due justice. That's what they do. They want to dirty you up. They got to dirty you up in some kind of criminality. Okay? They got to dirty you up in some kind of criminality. That's what they do. And so what they do is take away your humanity in the paper. You're not deserving of justice, you know. You're some kind of criminal. As if you deserve to be murdered in which way you were murdered. Right? As if this white man had the legal right to step up, come from behind, and choke you to death. But you're going to hear all these black apologists, and I don't know who you Negroes call these black apologists. You get your head goddamn examined. There's something seriously wrong with you. You got enough self-hate that's out of control. Because they're going to try to justify his death. Oh, he was a criminal. Well, he was a criminal. He was out now. I was a criminal. He wasn't wanted for anything. So you can't say he was a criminal. He wasn't wanted for anything. Whatever he was charged with, that shit was all dropped. So you can't call him a criminal when he was out freely. He wasn't under any kind of bond, any kind of damn parole or probation. So he wasn't a criminal. So he wasn't any kind of criminal. And whether he was a criminal or not, you're not supposed to be murdered in cold blood when you've done nothing to no one. See, they're going to try to give justification for the murder of this man, especially because it's a white man who did it. So I want you to understand this. These detectives that decided to shove this under the rug, they're culpable as well. These detectives who did the initial investigation, they're culpable as well. Because they didn't see any evidence, supposedly, that would convict this former Marine. And so they decided not to charge him with anything. You're free to go home. Nothing here, just a black man that was murdered. So what? It's a black man's life that just snuffed out. So what? So even these detectives are culpable in Mr. Neely's death. That shows you how biased, how racist this system is that we're living in. It clearly shows you how biased, how racist this system is we're living in. And people try to tell you get a fair shake and there's equality. Over and over again, it shows you that there's clearly not. You live in a white supremacist system. That's what you live in. And when they try to say, oh, you claim victimhood, you Negroes are always trying to be the victim. Because we're the system that victimizes us. This clearly shows this system victimized Mr. Neely. They always try to say we're claiming victimization. Oh, you niggas are always trying to be victims. You black people always crying victimhood. That's what these other handkerchief head house Negroes say too. Right? That's what these handkerchief head house Negroes always tell you. You black people always trying to be victims. Because the system victimizes us, morons. We're in a system of white supremacists. And you seen it work right there in real time Monday when they got the testimony of these witnesses concerning Mr. Neely's death. They got those testimonies. And they decided not to charge Mr. Penny with murder. They heard what was said, that this man walked up behind him and choked this man to death. And they decided not to Charge him. That means we're being victimized, morons. We're in a system that victimizes us. You understand this? Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, man. I just want to get on here real quick and point something out.
Go ahead.
That's the reason why I brought attention to that book, Sundown Town. You know what I'm saying? Because like in that book, it shows you how they've been saying the same shit about us over and over again. Oh, we crime prone. We don't want to live next to them because they're criminals. You know what I'm saying? They're not human. You know, it's the same copy and paste shit. Like decade after decade, over and over again. Like and they use this as justification to victimize our ass.
Exactly that. We're not deserving of any kind of humanity, and that's what you see. And they justified, like I said, these detectives, these arresting officers are culpable as well. You see it in real time. You see this in real time, where they decided not to bring charges against Mr. Penny. This is a clear-cut case of absolute murder, premeditated murder. He got to walk behind this man and choked him out. You don't get no more personal than that. You saying that?
I'm going to ask a question.
Go ahead.
What was the black-on-black crime rate back in the 1870s?
What was the what now?
What was the black-on-black crime rate in America during the 1870s?
Probably little to none. Hell if I know.
Exactly my point. Like, it didn't exist back then. But guess what trope that they was using back then?
I'm listening.
Like, the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're criminal prone. That's why they're not deserving. Like, right after the Emancipation Proclamation. We can't let these Negroes free. They're animals. You know, all the racist shit they say about it. Like, I mean, this was back in the 1870s, man. Mm-hmm. Like 1870s. Like over a century and a half they've been saying this shit. Over and over again.
Exactly. My damn internet just went out on me. Hold on.
Like nothing ever changes. Like the times change, but they ass don't.
Like I said, times change, they don't.
Same copy and paste shit, bro.
Exactly right. Exactly right, Dan. Same copy and paste shit. Times change, they don't. You know.
Another reason why we deserve reparations.
Yeah. Another case for reparations. Exactly right. So these even these police officers dancing are culpable. Like I said, what changed in the testimony? What changed in these witnesses? I want you guys to think about this. How the system is set up. Man, I'm trying to get the weight. Everything's fucked up. Wait, Dan. Okay, go ahead, Dan.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the police know what the hell what was going on. Like I said in that book, like most of the lynchings and like when our black towns got burned down, hell, the police was gonna say instrumental in helping the motherfucking vigilantes do the shit.
Also involved in it, exactly right.
So what the fuck? Like, I mean, what the fuck do we look like having them motherfuckers investigate themselves? Like, no, that's not gonna work, man. Like, with us, we're gonna have to take. God damn, we're gonna take this shit all the way up to the damn Supreme Court. Like, get in motherfuckers' faces, man. And like, this is part of the reparations deal too. Like, we need real justice. And we even gonna have to get in some of our own people's face, like Benjamin Crump. I'm getting tired of his ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing too, you know what I'm saying? But I think like people in New York smart enough not to fall for that shit though. They know motherfuckers like that full of shit.
Yeah, that's Dan Joe Mosquito. Why this shit not connected? Damn. Yeah, so like I said, every one of these hanging your head morons, especially like these damn these fake black conservatives want to tell they'll side with white power, and I always try to tell you black people are pretend to be victims. And each time you see that we are victimized in real time, there's nothing to see here.
Oh, I'm gonna say one more thing to that, and then I'm done. What wasn't it? It was a New York State Republican, a black man, talking about we actually owe this country reparations.
Was it what now?
Like I think it was like a representative from New York. Like he's a Republican, a black man too. Like this motherfucker actually went down to North Carolina, made a speech, and said, "Oh, white people don't. This country don't owe you reparations. You owe this country reparations." Like this motherfucker actually said this shit.
They always get a coon out there, Dan. That's coon-tastic. That's what they do. Let me see what.
Nah, that's beyond cool, man. Like, nah, that's just God damn, bro. Like I understand the game. Like, he trying to get those white votes because he's a Republican. So he knows the exact audience that, you know what I'm saying, he's catering to and he's talking to.
Yeah, Big Chief.
So damn, man.
Yeah,
like that's scary to tell all people will like throw your ass under the bus like that and won't think shit up, bro.
Yeah, Big Chief is saying that Big Chief said what changed is that they wanted to see what the public reaction would be and to give him time to get a lawyer and clear any racist social media posts. I agree with that. You know what they do? I agree with that. What's the thing acting up? I agree with that, Big Cheese. I agree with that. You know they're gonna clear up his social media posts. Because he has antipathy against black people and black men specific, especially in the Marine Corps. I'm gonna tell you, anybody been in the service is racist as shit. That's different now. They got all that homosexual shit, all that crazy shit in there. When I was in there, the Marine Corps is racist as fuck. I mean, it's openly racist. Openly racist. And the funny part, everybody black who stayed in there for a long time know it. But they can't do nothing about it but shut their goddamn mouth. So him being a Marine, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. I was in there. The Marine Corps is racist as fuck. From top to bottom, it's racist as shit. That's why they're the ones you see going across, when they go to foreign countries, be mutilating people and shit, and torturing people and all that shit, because it's a racial hierarchy scheme. It's racist as shit up in there. So, you train well. I'm sure they are wiping clean his social media posts. I didn't think about even going on that yet. I should have went on there and tried to look up that shit, but it's probably been already erased, eradicated from the internet. That's what they do with these white people. That's like the whole system goes into action. Whole system goes into action to make sure there's nothing to see here, right? While still claiming that black people want to play victimhood. Like I said, what Big Jesus said, what changed? What changed from Monday when the incident occurred and the detectives took the witnesses' statements about what transpired in Mr. Neely's murder? What transpired? Okay? What's your testimony? They clearly said that Mr. Penny stood his white ass up, walked towards Mr. Neely, and put him in a chokehold and murdered the man. So those statements they have, and they decided not to charge the man. They decided not to charge him. Nothing to see here. In a clear case of murder, the system itself, not that it's just racially biased. That's too nice of a name. That's too nice. That's too nice to call something racially biased. It's a white supremacist system. It's the system going in action to protect the white person. It goes into action to cover for the ill deeds of white people. The system goes into action to protect them immediately. Goes into protection immediately. And then only with protest and people being appalled, find out that this man was not charged for this murder. You've been victimized. Understand, Mr. Neely was victimized. He was murdered. When you kill somebody, that's called being victimized. When they always claim black people being victimized, and we claim that we're being victimized. Black people love to claim they're being victimized. When we know we actually are being victimized by this system. These are facts. They'll gaslight you through the media and all these other fake black handkerchief head Republican conservatives. You understand? What is a motherfucking black conservative concern? You ask these morons at these fucking black bootlick handkerchief head house Negro scum who would justify a murder of an innocent black man, because they'll say the same idiotic white talking points about him being a criminal. Right? They'll use the same talking points about him being a criminal. So what are they trying to conserve? When a conservative is something they're trying to conserve white power, conserve when they control the world, conserve what you allowed to do. So the idea that you being a black conservative is oxymoronic, because you've always been subjugated under their laws, under their rule. So what are you conserving that benefits you as a black person? Now, if you're trying to say you're going against these Democrats and their debaucherous behavior, I agree with that. But that's not conservative. You're worried about family values. See, they couch their bullshit talking about family values. They don't give a shit about nobody's family values, especially black people's. That was all cold word, idiotic nonsense. They don't give a shit about anybody's family values, especially black people. So you talk about you conserving. Conserving what? Conserving the same racist system that also just gave Mr. Neely his death, and he wasn't going, and no one was going to be prosecuted. Is that what you're conserving? The same racist system that we find ourselves in? Is that what you're conserving? You handkerchief head Negroes disgust me. You handkerchief head Negroes absolutely disgust me. House Negro bootlicks. You'll find the justification of anybody black being murdered. Black man, black woman, black child. You disgust me. You're despicable. I don't know about no mall shooting, Michelle. I ain't know what you're talking about. It has always been racist, and black people really don't realize that. I didn't know it was that racist until I got in there. David, I really didn't know it was that racist. In your face racist. I mean, over the top crazy racist. I had no clue. I guess I was naive. I was naive. I had no idea. You still there, Dan? I lost that dang gone. I didn't hear him hang up. All right. Oh, okay. I ain't heard nothing about it. I had to look into it. Too many shoes to keep up with, Michelle. Is that McAllen, Texas, down there by the border? Or Allen, Texas? Trying to figure out what you guys, Allen, Texas, or McAllen, Texas. I don't know what else Allen, Texas. I think you guys are talking about McAllen, Texas. What else Allen at? I don't know where Allen's at. I know where McAllen, Texas is at. What else Allen, Texas even at? I looked it up. Let me see. Hold on. Allen, Texas. Where the hell that's okay, here we go. Where's that at? Yep, that's what it's showing the shooting right now. What the hell is this at? What about Plano? What else is that? What the hell is that? Like it's up by Dallas somewhere. Like it's up by Dallas. Like it's up by Dallas somewhere. Yeah, up by north of Dallas. I was just in Dallas last Monday. Shit. I was just in Dallas last Monday. Yeah. Yeah, north of Dallas. Yeah, thanks, Dave. I just noticed that north of Dallas. I'm never usually really up in Allen. I'm usually down south in McAllen, down by the border and all that shit down there. Yeah, go ahead, Big Chief.
Hey, Keith, you know, earlier you touched on the immigrants being brought over here, right?
Yeah.
Now, guess what? You saw the protests in Chicago?
I see the what now?
Have you seen the protests on the south side of Chicago?
Nah, what's going on south side of Chicago with the immigrants or something again?
They closed down a school a few years ago, a high school or something like that, on the south side of Chicago. Guess who they can move in there? They're trying to move in there.
The immigrants.
Yeah, they've been protesting for like 2 days. They have city council meeting and everything.
Wow. See what Big Chief, I ain't seen what Big Chief said on no damn news. See, it's all tinfoil hat shit, Big Chief. He said they said we're making it up about these immigrants, Big Chief. They said it's a lie. It's all a lie, Big Chief. That's what they tell me.
The residents are saying they worried about crime. They say every time they put immigrants in our neighborhood, the crime go up, and then you know who get jobs when black neighborhoods. It's like they make crime in black neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know who get jobs when you got black crime. No white police officers.
Yeah, exactly. And they always move into our neighborhood. They'll move in the suburbs with the white people.
Nope.
They move into our neighborhoods.
Now, they just tried to move them about a month or two ago, some more in a Mexican neighborhood. The Hispanic neighborhood, they protest. They were moving into like an old Walmart or something.
Damn.
The Hispanics protest and they didn't move in there.
Wow.
Now you got all these old black people at the meeting shouting down, they mad, and they saying, that y'all trying to move them in here and stuff. But see, all these old Negroes are the same Negroes that's been voting for Barack Obama.
Exactly, Big Cheese.
And all that. Now they want to complain.
Exactly what Big Cheese is saying, because this has been their plan. And Barack Obama was responsible for flooding the border with these fucking Mexicans. As much as I can't stand Trump was getting their ass out of here. I agree with that shit. I'm not a Republican. I know they're racist as fuck. But we got no right wing and left wing here. We got to be, common sense for us, because they flood us with these fucking illegal immigrants. That's what Big Cheese is telling you. Boy, New York come and say they flood us with these motherfuckers. That's a fact.
Yeah.
By the goddamn media trying to gaslight you.
All old people down there complaining, and they all saying we saying we don't like immigrants, but we just saying we just don't have room to
Black people always try to be nice.
Old people.
Black people always try to be nice.
All of them voted for Biden.
Of course they did. All these old Negroes. That's what Biden is doing, family. Hey, you old Negroes. You vote for Biden, morons. That's his policy to replace you niggas. You don't even know it. You're stupid as shit. You've been gaslighted by that fake ass NAACP, that Urban League, and these other moronic ass niggas from the CBC. And all those other fake fucking things. These fucking fake mayors. You got Lori Lightfoot Klein. Oh, you know what? It's getting out of hand. Fuck out of here, bitch. Those are your policies. that the Democrats told you got to do. It's like Mike Adams in New York. He crying now that the city can't afford the shit. You shouldn't have been bringing them in anyway, Wayne. By the fucking millions you bringing these motherfuckers in. By the millions, family. Millions. Not by the thousands. You see that goddamn border down there, bitch? All these motherfuckers coming by the millions.
Now, it was one black dude. They showed him one time live. They ain't showed him no more. He got on there. He said he was a young black dude. He said, it's funny how we been asking for money for 10 years in this neighborhood. He said, but when it's time to bring other people over here, all of a sudden, y'all got money to put to house these people.
See this? You see
I saw that 2 days ago. I ain't saw that brother. They ain't replay him. They ain't showing no more. They slipped up. You know how they slip up in your personal life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit. Oh, he ain't talking crazy. Get his ass off the camera. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Let's go to this Negro. What Big Cheese just said.
Stupid Negroes. You know.
What Big Cheese just said is that now they find all kind of money for these other people. Like I said, New York. The brother got shot, brother got choked. They had no money for him. All these immigrants are living in hotels. They tell these immigrants are fucking these hotels up. Free food, free hotel, free rent, all kind of shit. Good.
Kids and everything.
Kids, everything.
Van picking them up for school in the morning. Nice vans picking these kids up. Not no school, but I've seen it. You know, you might not know about a month ago I called in and told you I stayed in a hotel in the south suburbs of Chicago.
I remember you told me they were fucking that hotel up too, you said.
I ain't seen nothing but basically then it hit me. Once I said in my word, I'm like, damn, I ain't never been in a hotel where I seen Mexicans like this. Then I said, I started seeing little kids with them and stuff. I said, they housing these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because first I thought it was just workers and stuff. They working on some construction site or something like that out there. Then I started seeing their kids and their girlfriends and they just walking around and they got special room where they got all kind of soap and deodorants and I said, they're housing these motherfuckers for free. I just paid $100 and these niggas are here for free.
Yeah. How crazy is that, Big Cheese? But when you say that, you're the crazy. Oh, Big Cheese is causing trouble. What he's saying ain't true. It's all he's temple hat shit.
Yeah. Family. Mayor Adams is just, I hate that nigga, man.
I hate his
ass. I really hate that nigga, man.
Me too.
That nigga is standing strong. See, AOC, did you hear she slipped up and said that the dude Daniel murdered Jordan Neely.
Yeah.
And so Eric Adams got on her and called her stupid or whatever.
Yeah, she's stupid. She's supposed to wait for the investigation.
Did nobody attack Adams for saying it to her? Because
no, that's his boy.
She fucked around and said something, protect a black man. So they didn't like that. So they let Eric Adams go in on her.
Yeah, so exactly right.
I'm like, man, people ain't noticing that because Eric Adams was kind of calling her stupid or whatever he was saying about it. And ain't nobody attacking him for that. Now, if she'd have said something about an immigrant and Eric Adams would have said something to her about that, they'd be attacking. But she messed up and tried to support a black man, you know. Yeah, and she called it a murder. So he said she was crazy calling it a murder.
Imagine what he's saying about we gotta wait for the investigation. They'd already finished the investigation, motherfucker. They'd already finished it because they said it was nothing to see. They wasn't bringing no charges. So the investigation was already finished. So what you're saying is absolutely idiotic, Mr. Adams.
And he's so proud. He's so proud to go against us.
Yeah,
he's having his chest out. Yeah, the brother that got stabbed out there about 3 or 4 months ago by the Hispanic in that store.
Yeah,
because that brother and that Hispanic he was getting to the Hispanic. He ain't got no weapon in that. Hispanic just upped the knife and stabbed him. They locked the Hispanic up, but they start calling him a hero. Even Eric Adams called him a hero. He killed that brother. The brother didn't, man, I said, man, Eric Adams, he's so proud to go against him, man.
I thought you already knew Big Cheese and Eric Adams was a bootleg. When he said all that crazy, he told me he wanted to bring back stop and frisk in the black communities because it's dangerous. He's been a bootlicking coon. You're not going to be the mayor of New York as a black man and not be a bootlicking coon, Big Cheese. The money pop put him in there.
Yeah, I be just trying to wrap my mind around it because I know what you're saying is right. I already know what you're saying. But it just be, I mean, like,
It's annoys the shit out of
Eric Adams doing that and saying that about that brother and justifying that murder. How do we sleep at night? Like,
Man,
you're gonna fuck me up to expect
man, you had me
to
listen. You had me listen to that moronic ass Afro, whatever that goofy nigga in that brand. He's a nigga like that. That coon ass and that Afro dude, that shit called. You had me looking at that motherfucker with Harker Bay, that Afro guy strike back. What that shit called? I don't know what that goofy nigga called.
Wait a minute, what is it called?
You don't even,
Pan-African.
yeah, you don't remember that crazy shit. That's a coon. Yeah, that coon ass Negro there. George Floyd was a criminal, and I should be trying to get. See,
you get a video on it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying no. I looked at his old business. You
terrible.
You brought him to my attention. Yeah, I didn't know. I know he was. You told me that. I went back and looked at something. That was about a month. This dude he contradicts himself because he's a coon. He's a handkerchief head coon.
He the type that was justified a murder in New York this house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the guy Search for Uhuru. They used to justify shit like that. I looked at Search for Uhuru, Dynasty Amir. I looked at his old catalog. He done got rid of a lot of those anti-black. He used to do anti-black videos 2-3 times a week.
See, I never even watched that.
American. I'm sorry, anti-black American.
See, I never even watched that. I said it was a comment from the get-go. I always spit comment cool. I never looked at it. He used to do that with black people, black American blacks.
Oh, him and Bucci Bear? Oh my God.
I know Bucci Bear did. I know they was on the shows together. I know that Bucci Bear was, and you told me when I was looking at a few bills, this is an absolute coon ass nigga. He don't give a shit about no African people. He's a phony.
I think he did.
He's a phony.
I started watching him about 3-4 years ago. I stopped watching him after a while. I started saying, damn, why is he study going in on black American like that?
That damn Bucci Bear guy been out that long, been out 3-4 years. I never heard of that until you brought it to my attention. But I knew Don Demir was a coon ass nigga. 7 for 5 years, 6 years, where it was. Cause that goopy ass info man was trying to tell me about. I said, listen, that dude's an absolute con man coon. Fuck out of here.
I was trying to get everybody to Nigeria. That's what he wants.
Yeah,
he wants you to Nigeria and shit. So he.
I don't know. I think he did Nigeria. I think he because remember he left him alone when got him a Sierra Leone visa, whatever that shit was.
Yeah, because he's conning people out their money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got a lot of black Americans do that. They on the African, they get you. They know a lot of us want to go back and they con us out.
It's all conning. It's all conning, bitch. I knew it's all conning. These niggas are all disingenuous and phony, and it's all a con game. Like, man, and most of them are all stupid too. Like, how are we falling for these morons? I don't get it. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to me, man. Like, damn, Donis Demir, fuck out of here.
That cartoon with Gucci that got him right there.
Tariq, no man, that shit is priceless. I just put that shit right there, Big G. That shit is priceless. Tariq.
Tahada Bay said he running out of material on Tariq. So what he doing now, Tahada Bay, he adding Vicky Dillard and who else he adding? Dr. Morris. So he do a show about Tariq, but he spend most of the time talking about Vicky Dillard and Dr. Morris. Because he running out of material, but he gonna keep the donations coming in.
Yeah,
he milking them little tools and pews, man. Let them play the little facial deal we in.
That's it. That's exactly right. Because he's milking that should be a whole show about nothing. What exposing you doing? And the jokes be all. This motherfucker gonna be funny, be laughing. I should have been a comedian, nigga. You ain't funny. You don't know. You ain't nothing funny about you. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't watch. I said, Big Cheese, I can't watch this shit.
He said shit you was saying 3 years ago.
Yeah. I'm like, goddamn. I can't watch this goopy nigga. This shit don't be funny. He laughing, just laughing. I be saying, all that shit. Fuck that.
Family, listen, family.
Yeah.
Family. Yeah, we got him here, family. Check it out.
Yeah, we got them, family. I'm saying the same old shit every show. I'm talking, laughing. I'm not exposing shit. Just Tariq family's fucked up and you ain't exposing nothing. Thanks for the donation, Cash App, big bro. Thanks for the Cash App.
Yeah, they blocked me on that motherfucker. I said, man,
oh, they blocked you? What happened? Where
I
what you gonna do?
said, when you gonna do something about them slapping? So they blocked me on mod. Because I'm like, damn, all these videos, you get a chance to do something, man. You supposed, even if he got his ass whipped out of here, respect for him for fighting back.
Yeah, he's another.
You don't let no nigga get that off him. You don't know, man.
Yeah, he's another goddamn fool that can come to my Yo, he's another, and that's how I know you're right. I mean, some of them boys being in the damn prison with the white man. He's another white apologist. He's another white apologist.
He ain't touching on nothing you touching on.
No.
These subjects you touching on, he ain't touching on.
No, he's a white apologist. We gotta stop being victimized and being victimization. And I don't curse. Who gives a shit because you don't curse? Moron, don't tell me that much. You understand? It's the projection of a word, you fucking idiot. It's your intent that gives it its vibration. No one determines a cuss word, moron. You do. Is what the intent you put on it. That's the vibration. You know, that what Khalid Muhammad told you when he said nigga. See, they call you nigga. Why you think I say it? You motherfuckers don't want to say nigga around here. Nigga. That's what the white man call you, nigga. Right. So
what his gimmick for be now is he's the exposure of all none but black people though. He ain't gonna touch no Europeans. He just gonna expose black people.
Nah, he's not gonna expose nobody because he's a white apologist. He's talking that old dumb shit about I happened to catch one the last one he did shit was stupid as shit. He don't understand these people that were doing reparations. It doesn't matter if they're not against it. We're doing reparations. Motherfucker, you moron, because you're an idiot.
A goddamn moron.
You are an idiot. You are a moron. You understand? That's a staged bit that we're not trying to get reparations. It's just the fool, you stupid. You understand that?
He thinking going against Tariq.
Yeah.
Whoever Tariq go against, he for. He don't understand that Tariq mix lies with truth.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's like damn if he go against goddammit Sherry Clark, he gonna ride with Sherry Clark, man? What the fuck is wrong with this nigga? I seen
his own damn chat room get his ass and people got mad because his chat room was getting at him. They were trying to they wanted to get de-wrench from one of those guys who was talking about how stupid he said. Because you don't understand. You're not thinking clearly. You're not being logical. Nigga, you ain't logical. You are a moron, nigga. I'll tell you that to your face. You're a moron.
Yeah.
Sheila Jackson Lee ain't done shit for black people. She's not trying to do shit for reparations. It don't even benefit. She's Jamaican.
Sticking up for them.
He can talk, this matter if they're black. You've already showed people that are disingenuous, moron, against your goddamn fucking, against what you're trying to accomplish. They've already showed you that they're disingenuous. They're blocking you from getting reparations. So they haven't changed their ideology. Just because they repackage it and put in a different brand for you, stupid. They haven't changed. They are tools of white supremacy. You don't understand it? Nobody said, I don't even call it white supremacy. It's the victimization. Shut the fuck up. All you goopy Moorish niggas always want to fuck white women. Fuck out of here.
They don't like saying they're white and black. They ain't black. They'll tell you that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not black. I'm more. And more didn't mean black exactly what it meant. That became the connotation of black. Trying to give me your goopy Moorish shit. What the fuck you talking about? Motherfucker ain't been out of Baltimore till they gave some goddamn donation money to go to LA. Fuck out of here. Trying to tell me some shit about the world.
I used to watch it. Look at it. You show a picture of look at that old friends. You see a motherfucking friend. You see an enemy.
Who said that?
Seti.
Oh, Seti, yeah.
Seti.
Oh, yeah, when Seti was talking on at them damn Moors and shit.
He had the Moors ass, man.
I always want to tell you, these fucking fake Moors, these whatever you call them up, they have nothing Nothing to do with the original Moors of Spain and Northern Africa. Nothing. The Moors didn't follow nobody named no Jew Ali. Okay?
Man, you know, you hit me boy over the head when you said that. You said that about a week ago, and that, I never thought of that.
Well,
I was really I was feeling a certain way, Keith. I'm kind of feeling a certain way about the Moors in the past, too.
yeah,
I'm like, damn, why they didn't just get rid of these motherfuckers? We didn't have no problem. If they just would have handled that business back then. You know?
yeah, exactly.
But then you said they didn't have a noble Jew Ali, and I'm like, damn, so they didn't.
No.
They didn't. You know, that was
that's some shit. That's some shit.
Like they following
Yes.
a leader.
Yeah, they found the ideology that this dude brought, said they were more. Some they always got some fake. Niggas always want to believe in somebody, a prophet, like Elijah Muhammad, all that old shit. All these prophet niggas, they always want to believe in a prophet, and that's completely antithetical to what the real Moors taught. Must have no damn leader on. God's within. So whenever they came with that Moor science, I always want people to realize these motherfuckers have nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with the historic Moors of Northern Africa and Spain. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with that. You know, as they try to gaslight our ass with that goofy shit. Fuck out of here.
Date them European women.
Yeah.
You know, date them European women, boy. I'm telling you.
You know that. Got my European. Yeah, he's talking about the European nigga. Your whole goddamn tribe date European women. I can't get family. So how many Europeans around, Tariq? How many Europeans in that Moor Science Temple, nigga?
Yeah, that's the part I couldn't get.
Yeah.
You know, because somebody asked you that about 2 months ago.
Did they?
You know.
What they say? What they say? What they tell them? What
They
they say?
asked him something. I can't remember. He got all kind of defensive though. And they asked him something about them that they European. Didn't y'all used to date the Moors known for dating European women?
Yeah.
And he tried to explain it away to the way you did. But see, he was talking about the Moors of old. They was talking about the Moors now.
Yeah, talking about you
So
goofy niggas.
he gave the explanation describing the Moors of thousands of years ago. You know. They were talking about them fairy tales, you know, that they're doing now.
We talking about you motherfuckers today. We talking about you motherfuckers today. That's what we talking about. You motherfuckers today. That's who we talking about. What's going with you motherfuckers?
He got some dude on there, be on there sometimes, some brother, some crazy looking brother be having them gray ass cornrows and shit.
Who the hell is that?
Talking about black men, we gotta stop beating our women and breaking our women.
What?
What niggas are you around, nigga?
What? Women? Oh, man, see.
What is he talking about?
I got no clue what he's talking about, man. I got no damn clue what the fuck he's talking about. Beating out women and all this old crazy shit. You know, I don't know what they're talking about. Big cheese.
Yeah, but he running out of material though.
Yeah, he running out of material because exactly. He don't dress nothing real in the world. I'm exposed to everybody. And you know this them exposing your ass right here, nigga.
I don't know where I go.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that. I gotta watch.
All right, Big Cheese. I'm gonna play this and wrap this up, family.
I don't know, my Tariq went free in my head.
Boogie, do you see Tariq in the room with us right now?
Yes, I do, Doc. He's standing right there next to you. And he's standing there with all this cash.
Well, Boogie, do you think you're having these recurring fantasies about Tariq because you're possibly jealous that he's tall, handsome, and respected, and you are short, stubby, unsightly, and built like a middle-aged stripper with a botched BBL?
Ouch, Doc. You really went for the jugular right there. Oh, excuse me. I gotta take this call. No?
Hello, Boogie and Satan. I need you to come down to the FBI headquarters right now.
That might be kind of hard right now, Doc, because my car's in the shop right now.
Well, get your wide ass in an Uber and get up here pronto, buddy.
Oh shit!
The
You got commercial on this damn thing.
is coming, and you're at risk. If you don't want to be caught,
I know had commercials on this damn thing. Shit. I know had commercials on this shit. Shit.
Hey, it's you again. You that bear.
That
I
bad.
remember you Sunday. You hit me with your car.
It was all your fault. You were the one who had his big eyes in the middle of the street like a dope truck.
Well, you should have been watching where you were going. Besides, we both agreed not to file a police report.
The only reason I agreed not to file a report is because I already have a number of accidents on my record. Another one would have my Uber Treats license revoked, so you owe me big time, nigga.
What kind of favor do you need from me, Sunday?
Well, I got caught running a credit repair scam, and now my green card is about to get revoked. So I need to find on a Kata celebrity who could possibly help me and get the messaging out. You know, someone like Oprah Winfrey, Keith Sweat, Cisco, Jermaine Jackson, someone like that. Or I need to find someone to marry me so I can stay in the States.
Well, I'm not a matchmaker, but I'll see what I can do. Hey, Bob, I found a way to get up here as quickly as possible.
Well, Bucci, because it's taking so long for you to effectively sabotage the Black History Museum on your own, we're going to assign you to a backup team.
Who's the backup team, Bob?
Well, let me show you, Bucci. Let me introduce you to someone, Bucci. This here is Agent Tater Tot Bay. He's a Frankenstein type of creation that the scientists at the agency cobbled together using scrap body parts.
Wow.
As you can see, he has the head of a prehistoric Neanderthal, the brain of a dusty, babbling pervert from Baltimore, and the body of a diabetic South African pygmy. And he's been programmed to do our bidding at will. You know how I do. And over here, we have another one of our creations called Munchie X.
Oh, goodness.
Jive,
What
turn
did
this
you
sucker.
say, Bob?
Another con man.
Munchie X is half human.
Another goddamn con man.
That our scientists put together.
Meet X, another con man.
Munchie was on the 28th floor of her Section 8 housing project high-rise. She was cooking crack when she accidentally left the gas on and the stove blew up. The blast ejected her out of a window and she plummeted 28 stories down to the ground. Miraculously, she survived, but her badly built body was left in even worse shape. Some of our assets from the housing authority wanted to keep this incident low-key, so they collected her body and brought her to a secret experimental site that we run with the CIA. We knew if someone could survive a fall like that with the proper adjustments, that person could be a great asset for the agency.
So what happened at the secret CIA site?
Well, our doctors operated on her and they replaced her broken limbs with robotic devices. And then they gave her the brain and the vocabulary of a kleptomaniac from the 70s. In other words, we made the first bionic hood rat.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Wow.
What kind of powers does she have?
Our bionic agent, Munchie X, she has super hood rat strength. She can lift a Nissan Altima with one hand. She can chop an entire block of government cheese with one single swipe. She's able to leap over weed dispensaries in a single bound. She can carry 3 tons of hair weed bundles and run out of a beauty supply store in 3 seconds flat. She even has X-ray vision that gives her the ability to see the balance on an EBT card without even swiping it.
You better believe it, Jive, sucker.
So what do you want me to do with these two, Bob?
Well, I'm going to...
I wonder who he got to play BTX's voice. I wonder who Tariq got to play BTX's voice. You better believe it, Jive, sucker.
So what's the assignment, Bob?
Well, there's a recording studio next door to the museum. I need you to go in there with Tater Tot and Munchie Edge.
What are we gonna do at the recording?
She is bad
studio,
built.
boy?
They be saying
Well,
cats.
our two human
No, brother.
agents.
They be saying cats be attracted to this broad. I don't understand it. Is it the light skin thing, the mixed thing? I don't get it. Like attracted to what? Attracted to what? I don't understand this shit. You say they be attracted to this woman, these goopy Negroes. I'm like, attracted to what? Unless I'm blind, I must be blind as Ray Charles or some shit. It's right, God, turkey's ass sucker. Who you got to goddamn do her voice? That shit's hilarious.
It's Tater Tot and Munchie X. They're also rappers. So we formed the rap group. They're going to go to the studio. Recording a song. You're going to accompany them as part of their entourage. Now, once in the studio, you will then throw a Molotov cocktail at the museum next door.
Got it, boy.
And again, Bucci, don't mess this up.
I won't, boy. I'm on a juice diet, and I'm more focused than ever. Tater Tot, Munchie, let's roll.
Let's split the scene, chunks. The reason why we are getting such a low voter turnout is because of these stubborn black men. What these dusty men need to do is fall in line with Zaddy and do what they are told. Anyway, we're going to go to a commercial. And when we come back, we're going to discuss why black men love hating on our black girl magic. We'll be right back on the Tanya Law Show.
Tanya,
let me take that down. My shit that went black. Oh, that's just funny. All right. All right. See, took my shit down again. So I'm gonna wrap this up, family. Say much love, because we'll be back on here tomorrow. Back on tomorrow. My damn thing is, my internet's slowing up. I don't. If that's what it be, Big Cheese, I got no clue. I don't understand it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What they talking about? And they go out. That should be crazy to me. I don't really understand this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, family, say much love, family. As we what the hell going on with this thing? Shit. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that thing. Okay. All right, guys. My damn boy's going out too. Shit. So we'll wrap this up. Come back on here tomorrow. Say much love to everybody. Wrap this thing up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Black Hot 5. Everybody smash that like button as you leave, family. Smash that like button, poor brother. Smash. How many likes we got this bitch? Damn, I got number 2 likes, but y'all never hit the damn like. Smash that like button. God damn, I know what I'm saying. Smash that like button, family. Jesus Christ. Smash that like button. Say much love until tomorrow. Black, hot, fire. We out. Smash that like button on your way out. Sub to the channel. Hit that sub button, notification, everything else. Everything breaking down. Crazy. Much love, fam. We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Till the next day. Smash that like button for a brother. Shit. Damn. All the work I put in. Come on. Like button don't cost you shit. Cost you a goddamn thing. Everybody feel free to go to the website, donate, www.blackhigh5network.com. Woo! As we proceed to break camp. Black, hot, fire. We out. Hold up. What's up, family? Thanks to everybody that's donated. Shout out to Miss Mika. Mika, I don't know if you're a brother or sister, but Mika, your package is on the way. Your Black Hot Fire package is on the way. Thanks for letting me know that you ordered. I didn't see it. So, I rectify that your package should be coming in the next week. Appreciate you, whether you're a damn man or a woman. I don't know. Mika sounds like a woman. So your package is on the way. And if you're not a woman, I apologize. Your package is on the way, Mika. Micah. It might be Micah. Shit, I don't know what the hell it is. Black, hot, fire. Stuff from the stores on the way, Micah. Black, hot, fire. We out. We out. Everybody hit that cash app. Hit the cash app. Black, hot, fire. Everybody had a wonderful night. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Go back to the doctor. Put doctor. All right, much love, family. I don't know what dolphins you talking about, Nick. What dolphins you talking about, man? But that's it, fam. I'm gonna wrap this up. Much love to everybody. We out. See everybody tomorrow. See everybody tomorrow, same time, same place. As we get the hell on out of here. Close out on this end over here. Great show, guys. We need to get together again on the network and do some music, y'all. We need to get a music night. We do movie nights. We need to get together where we spin the ones and twos again and put requests in. So, to get together on the ones and twos and put our requests back in. So with that, family, say much love to everybody. Everybody have a good night. Okay? Left the building. Boom. left the building. Everything's fucking up. As we leave the building, see to give you what you need. We are out. Peace and love, family. I'm out.